thank you, Gianna, for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. It's kind of a little gloomy outside today, but aside from that, it's doing pretty good. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Gianna.
Um, I'm Gianna Harris. I'm 15 years old. I have been performing since I was 10. Um, I was in School of Rock, the musical on Broadway, for a year and a half.
Nice.
Then I went to the first national tour of School of Rock for 6 months. Um, and I recently filmed a movie called Mighty Oak.
Tell me about the Mighty Oak.
So it's about this kid where this lead singer in a band, he had sadly passed away in a car accident, and 10 years later the guitar of the lead singer gets passed on to this kid, and throughout that they think that this kid Oak is the reincarnation of the dead guitar player from the band.
Wow.
Yeah,
So what was your role?
I played Oak's best friend.
Okay, so what are you to him? Like you just kind of hype him up? Like what do you do for him in the show or in the movie?
So Emma Biggs is her name. She's kind of the only person that is friends with Oak, even though she is like 3 years older than him. She is his best friend, and she's there for him no matter what. And she is his hype man. She's the one that gives him the guitar, and gets, because she knows the band because her dad is the owner of the place that they play at. So she knows the band pretty well, and she's like, you should give him a try. So she kind of nudges him into it.
So your dad is played by Rodney, right?
Yes, it
So I
is.
actually just ended a podcast with him just a minute ago. He's
Oh
super
yeah.
sweet. How is it working with him?
Oh my gosh, he's so sweet. I love him so much. I mean, he's just so, like, he's the way he talks and the way he carries himself. It's just beautiful. Like, he's just such a nice, his soul is so beautiful,
That's
and
what
he's
I
just,
told him. I was like, you have the most beautiful soul I've ever met. That's
yeah,
exactly what
yeah,
I
he's
said.
really sweet.
So how are you doing with the coronavirus? Are you still able to act or what's going on with that?
Right now, everything has been at a halt, so I haven't been able to do much, but I've been able to do a lot of songwriting. So, I mean, out of this, there is going to be good, and I feel like that's just working on songwriting. And I feel like for everyone, this is like a really good opportunity to understand themselves and just to, take a moment, read some books, like just kind of relax and calm the mind and just reflect on themselves. So I feel like that is also something that's come out of this.
So I heard you're a singer. Is that correct?
I am. I
So
am.
are you doing a lot of that? Is there anything like online that you're doing with singing?
Yes, I have done a couple of, I guess you could call them showcases. I do one with Joshua Churchin. He's really great. He plays piano and he sings, and he does this show, early night show. And I've done a bunch of those, and I think that's pretty much it of what I've done singing wise. But I am in a girls group that kind of started right before everything happened. So we were working on that, and it kind of, right as it was starting to, kick off, it kind of had to stop. But
I hate that. So,
yeah,
do you have anything coming up as far as like your acting career, or is it still you're just kind of waiting?
I mean, I'm waiting. I'm still doing auditions, but of course everything has kind of slowed down, so there's not really a lot of auditions at the moment. But I'm still, when I do get them, I still am auditioning. So.
Got you. So, are you homeschooling when you're acting, or do you go to regular school or anything like that?
So I have gone to regular school except for seventh grade, and right now ninth grade. I started homeschool because it was just easier for me.
That's cool. Okay. So, what type of hobbies do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Um, I play guitar. I have a bunch of instruments. I like to play my instruments. I'm constantly playing them.
How many instruments do you know how to play?
um, I know how to play guitar, piano, ukulele, a little bit of bass.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're diverse in everything.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I wish I was music fluent. I can't do any of it. I can't read sheet music or any of that stuff. So going back to the Mighty Oak, did you enjoy filming it? Like how was your experience?
Oh my goodness, it was great filming it. It was amazing. I mean, it it was really meeting all those people because there's like um Carlos Penavega, Alexa Penavega, who I watched growing up, and then Janelle Parrish. Watching my mom watch that show because I was a little young to watch it, but you know, kind of meeting all these famous people, and it was reassuring that I am a good actor and I do belong here because I am working with these people.
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up watching Raven Simone. So how was it watching? Like, did you actually get to meet her?
Yes, I did. Only for a little bit because she's very professional and she was there to do her job. So like I did say hi, but it was mostly just that. But it was still just great to be able to be like hi and take a picture and be working on the same movie as her, which is like
That's
completely
huge for you, though. I mean, that's some big names in that movie.
yeah.
So let's see. I'm trying to think. Where was the film made? Like, where did you record at?
In San Diego in OB, which is where it's placed. So uh,
Okay,
we
so
were in.
got you. That's insane. I love that. So, I'm trying to think of a lot more questions. I've already gone through all the questions I had. Give me a little bit of backstory on yourself, then. So, you said you started acting when?
I started acting when I was 11, but I started off singing when I was 9 or 10. That's because that's what I started as a singer. I had never done any acting. I did like the Apollo and a bunch of other singing contests, and my vocal coach said you should try out for Broadway. And then I started to try out for Broadway, and then I did Random Farms, which is a program where you can get in front of agents and managers, and
Yeah.
that's how I got my agent. And 3 months after having her, my agent, I booked School of Rock, which is like insane.
Yeah.
3 months, that's barely any time. And so I kind of had to like learn how to act through School of Rock because I'd never done any acting, like none, like at all. So it was kind of like it was hard, but it was also fun because everyone, oh, I love the cast, like they're so sweet and they did teach me a lot of stuff. And I was there for a year and a half, and taking classes in between shows and stuff like that did help. um, but the cast is so sweet. I love them so much. They're my family, and we all still keep in contact and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so after School of Rock on Broadway, I got casted in to the national tour, um, where we went around the country, and also that cast was amazing. I was there. I was out traveling for 6 months, and after that, I came home and started to take classes with the Broadway Star Project, which is a program that my parents run and one of my best friend's parents run. They run it together, and they do really cool classes. Um, and then just auditioning here and there. um, and then I got Mighty Oak, and Tommy, who plays Oak, I knew him from School of Rock. And he's so sweet, he's so freaking sweet. I see him like a little brother, so it was really easy going into this role because it was like someone who protected him and was like really close with him, and I felt like me and Tommy already kind of had that connection.
Yeah.
So really easy going into this role. And Emma Biggs is a lot like me, standing up in what she believes in, and protecting her friends.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you were so comfortable and that you were making all these positive connections as you go.
Mm-hmm.
So Broadway, is that something you want to pursue more in the future, or is it just kind of something you did before?
So I audition for everything. I'm open with everything, but right now I'm mostly focused on music. Like I said, I do write songs. Um, I've been mostly focused on music right now, but like, I'm still auditioning for Broadway. But right now, I'm kind of at I feel like any young actor my age would say the same thing. It's really hard to find auditions for my age right now.
Gotcha.
So because I'm 15 and they usually cast like 18-year-olds for 15-year-olds in shows and stuff. So it's really hard to get casted right now. So, right, that's why I'm focused on music, because that's kind of where I'm still kind of young. So it's hard right now. So I'm just working on my craft and trying to get better.
So really, you haven't even technically hit your peak yet then. So when you hit about 18, you'll probably be able to get more gigs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, that's awesome, though, because you have an early start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, in the industry, I'm sure, do you have to play younger because you're 15? Are you having to play, like, 12-year-olds? Is that kind of what you get casted for?
Yeah. I was 14 when I got Emma, and Emma's 13.
Got,
They usually cast older for younger.
got you.
And I don't look that old, so I usually get cast for younger stuff. But once in a while, I'll get stuff that are for like 16-year-olds, and it's like, whoa, slow down.
I mean, that's not bad, though. I mean, that's good because you're already in the industry. You're already meeting people and making those connections. So when you're of that age and you're wanting to get those bigger gigs, it will surely fall in your lap, especially with your singing.
Yeah, of course, I'm so excited.
Are you wanting to have a music album? Is that kind of a goal in the future?
Yes, definitely, it is a goal in the future. But right now, I've been writing music, and I've been focused on the girls group, and we our producer, he said you guys should start writing music, so that's what we all have been doing. And we send music to our group chat and be like, hey, what do you guys think? And we help each other out, but we're stuck right now. You
Right.
can't really do anything, so I'm waiting, hoping for the cure to come as soon as possible, and to get back into recording and stuff.
So I'm assuming you have a lot of downtime. So where are you currently from? Like where do you live right now?
I am in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. So it's probably hitting y'all pretty hard out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you doing anything like TikTok or any of that to buy your time through social media?
Gosh, I was one of the people that said, ugh, TikTok, no, in the beginning of like 2019, ugh, I don't want to deal with TikTok. And then I got it, and now I'm like completely addicted. That's what I do all day. Besides that, I'm constantly looking at my phone watching TikToks. Besides that, I just got a longboard. I do have a skateboard. So I like to skate. And
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That would be a pretty cool role, like one day to play like a skateboarder or something. That would be
Yeah, really cool.
Especially if you can do a lot of tricks. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I can't. I'm so bad. I'm so bad.
Practice makes perfect. You'll get there.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you would like to showcase about yourself? Like, tell me a little bit of something that I may not know about you.
I was a competitive gymnast for 5 years.
Oh, wow. How was that? Did you travel a lot with it?
We didn't travel, but we did go to like competitions within the New Jersey area. I don't think we ever left New Jersey. If we ever did, it was probably like Pennsylvania, but like, which is like close to where I'm at. So it wasn't, we never traveled very far, but we did do competitions. We went to nationals twice. Um, it was weird transitioning though, because I'd done it for so long. I did it for 5 years, and that was like my life for 5 years. Because with gymnastics, you don't have any free time. Like there's no free time. Because I would go to school, and then I would get home, be home for like a half an hour, wait for my dad to get home. He'd come home, and then he'd take me straight to gymnastics, and I'd be there for 3 hours.
Wow.
Every day. And then on the weekends, I would go to meets. So if I was ever had free time, it was with the girls from gymnastics. So like that was like my life. That's all I did. During that time, I don't even remember school. All I remember is gymnastics from that time. But transitioning from that, I was trying to do both, which was insane. I was always late to practice because I was running from like an hour away from where my practice was, and I'd have to like, get back. And it was really stressful, and we didn't know which was the better option. And then I booked School of Rock, and it was like, oh, you can't do it anymore. So, after a lot of tears, I'm not going to pass up being on Broadway. So I kind of stopped doing gymnastics, and it was hard, but now that I look back on it, I'm like, it was the better option. If I chose to stick with gymnastics, that would have been like a waste. So I'm glad I chose singing, but I still do love gymnastics.
So can you still do a lot of the moves? Like, do you still just kind of keep yourself conditioned to all of that?
I can still like do certain stuff, but don't ask me to do like any like flips because I can't do those
I
anymore.
understand that. That's understandable. It sounds like you're really fluent in a lot of things though, and that is awesome for your resume. I mean, you're so talented. Do you do any kind of art, like painting or anything like that?
Sadly, I did not get the art gene in my family. My older brother did. um, I mean, I'm okay, but I'm never gonna like be like, this is the painting I did. Look at it. No, I can't draw like that. It's not very good.
Gosh, I can understand. Like, but it sounds like, I mean, you may not be artistic in that sense, but you are still an artist, and that's incredible. I mean, you so talented. I mean, like I said, I can't even pick up an instrument and play. It's awful. And I can do karaoke. That's about all I can do. So I look up to you for that. That's awesome. Let's see. So try to think of some things because I've already gone through all my questions. So give me a memory from the Mighty Oak. What was one of your favorite things about filming the movie?
Oh wow, I'm like getting flashbacks. um, there were a lot of great moments. I don't think I could ever just pick one. I got to learn how to surf, which is
Okay.
like so cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was very tiring. I mean, I'd be surfing all day, like all day, because I would be surfing in the morning at like 10, and I'd be go out there all day learning how to surf with a teacher, and then the next day we filmed, or I kept practicing. So that was really fun because I love the water, even though I'm terrified of it. I mean, the crew and the cast, we would hang out because we only had 14 days to film everything, but we didn't have a lot of time to grow connections. So what we did is we would just hang out constantly. I don't think there was ever like a moment that we weren't hanging out. So I mean, just the whole thing was my favorite moment because everything was so much fun, and I got to meet and hang out with all these amazing people.
You have all these awesome memories for such a young age. I think
Yeah,
that's so incredible. So what
yeah.
would you say to somebody, because you're already ahead of so many people that are older than you. What would you say to these people who are just trying to even attempt to get in the industry and get to where you're at?
Um, right now is an amazing time to practice. Take classes. Classes are still happening. You could do them through Zoom, like we are. You could, I mean, you have the internet at your fingertips, so use it. You can go on YouTube and find singing lessons or like vocal warm-ups and just stuff to work on. There's like music theory classes on YouTube and stuff like that, dance classes. Do whatever you can right now, you know, because this is a really good time to learn and to grow. So right now, I feel like right now it's unfortunate, but it's also a really good time for just everyone to work on a new hobby or a craft that they'd really like to do.
That's what I feel like. A lot of people, they feel like they're just sitting at home and can't do anything, but they don't realize the internet has so much to offer, even if you don't think like that. I mean, it does. I usually go to a boot camp, and my boot camp is online right now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's insane. I just absolutely love how diverse you are with all of your talent, though. I mean, you surf, you skateboard, you sing, you act. Like, it's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Like, I'm gonna have to go look at everything you do, of course. And I saw your Instagram. I was looking at that a little bit. So you just kind of seem like a fun, everyday kind of girl. I love
Thank you.
it. So, what is your goals for the future? What are you hoping that you will be in the next 5 years?
Um, More focused on, becoming a recording artist or, being in the girls group. Because I want to be able, this is like more than 5 years, but I want to be able to like, want to make a song, but then like, also be like, hey, I want to be in a show or a movie like Lady Gaga. I always use Lady Gaga because like she did an album and then she was like, wait, I want to be on American Horror Story, and then she was on American Horror Story. So it's like I kind of want to be like that, but in the next 5 years, I'm working on music because that is where I started, and it really is like my true passion. I love acting and dancing, but singing is where everything started.
That's awesome. So, do you feel like if your music took off, you would put acting on the back burner unless you found something that you wanted? Or would you try to pursue, like, would you try to kick your singing off, get known for that, and then act? Like, is that something you were thinking?
Um, I don't think I'm never gonna like pause like acting. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm a singer and I'm doing singing, but I'm still gonna be auditioning, and if I book something, I'm gonna do it. And I'm not gonna, I love everything equally. So I don't think I'm ever going to be able to kind of like just stop one because I love them all so much.
Well, that's the good thing about that, though, is they all tie in together. So it's not like you can't just do one thing. You can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really good for you in your career.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, it was so nice talking to you, Gianna. Do you have any closing words for other people? Like, well, is there anything that you would like to share with them?
Um, yes, I have I don't know what you would call it, but something I like to say, and it is, you are enough. And I've loved that so much. I mean, I'm I'm for Black Lives Matter, for LGBTQ plus community, for everyone. So just remember that you are enough.
That's awesome. You have so much to give, and I cannot wait to see where you end up in the next few years. I hope to catch up with you again, too.
Yes, please.
I'll definitely be following you on social media. Give us your social media handles, too.
You can find me at the Gianna Harris on Instagram.
Awesome. And do you have a website or anything?
Yes, it's just my name, Gianna Harris.
Awesome. So GiannaHarris.com?
Yep.
Perfect. Well, you have a good afternoon, Gianna. It was so nice talking to you.
Talking to you. You're so sweet.
Oh, well, thank you. We'll catch up soon, okay?
Yeah.
Have a good one.